Hi you guys, thank you for watching Cooking with Amy. Sorry I'm a little late. I think I need to change my time to 6:30. But anyways, we are ready to cook a nice healthy dish today, and it's a little Mexican dish. It's with some veggies and some meat. So let's go ahead and get started. So in my pan, I have already got some ground beef. This is my grass-fed. We're gonna go ahead and turn it on. We're gonna start browning this. So when we do this, and I'm gonna start seasoning it, I'm gonna put some salt. I'm putting a couple pinches on here, and it's okay if it looks like it's a lot. Let me kind of give you some lighting here. And then what we want to do is we're just gonna take our spoon or our spatula, whatever you want to call it. We're gonna break it up and let it start to cook. And then all that yummy salt and everything will mix in with it, and it'll help season it. And the nice thing with meat, you want to give it that salt. You want to help season it. Now, since it's going to be a taco dish, we are going to add some other taco seasoning spices in with it. So we'll let this cook for a minute, and then we'll come back to it. We're going to finish chopping up some of our other stuff. So in our dish, what we have is we're going to do some green onions. Now, these beautiful lovelies are from my neighbor. She gave me a bunch of little green onions that she grew. It's nice because I'll stand on my little thing and I'll talk to her over the fence, and we talk about our gardens, and I learn a lot of great stuff from her because her stuff looks amazing. So I've got some new stuff to try this next year when I start doing some more of my gardening, to help my garden look a little bit better and look like hers, because hers is amazing. So anyways, she gave me some of these. We're going to cut these up. We are going to add some bell peppers to our dish. Hi Emily, and I'm going to show you on how I cut them. We're going to add some onions. We're going to add some zucchini, and I think that's about it. So I did cut up some zucchini. I want to show you what I did. Now, you know me, I like everything bite-sized. So what I did is with my zucchini, so I cut the ends off, and then I cut it in half, and then all I'm going to do is I'm going to slice it 3 times if you can. It just depends on how big your zucchini is. And all I'm gonna do is cut them in bite sizes. So right now, like I said, we've got our meat going. And what we're going to do is add this to it after that's been cooking for a bit. Okay, and this recipe I got from a friend of mine from church. She's doing this little healthy bit with people, and this is like one of the recipes that she comes up, that's part of the plan that they do. So I do have all of these bell peppers. We're gonna cut those real quick too. All I did is I cut these in half, and then we are now going to cut them into little bite-sized slices. So these are all the other little zucchinis I did. We're just gonna add to this bowl so we can add it to our pan and so they can cook. I didn't do too much prepping today just because I was running behind. And I figured might as well have you guys chop with me since we're letting the meat cook. How are you guys doing, Emily? How's your brother doing? I always think about you guys every day. So what I'm doing with these bell peppers is you can just chop them up. They don't have to be really, really thin. I'm just gonna chop them up in little chunks. So what I do, same thing with this one. I cut the top off, cut it in half, just kind of remove the seeds, and you know, if there's any little, I guess they call it the membrane or whatever, just remove those. And then, like I said, just kind of chop these up. And I'm just gonna put them in here because we're gonna put them all in with the goodies. This is going, I'm really excited to try this. Now also too, and I can post it, is I don't buy taco seasoning from the store just because most taco seasonings, they add sugar to theirs, and I try not to do sugar. So I made my own, and I will try and see if I can find my recipe for it, and I will add that to this recipe as well. But this is my beautiful little jar that I've already pre-made. Oh good, I'm glad he's doing better. So yeah, I'll put that recipe in here too if you guys want your own homemade taco seasoning. I love it. Now I know with some of the taco seasonings that I've made before, you know, You can change every recipe that you want to your own liking. I added a little certain extra garlic. I've added, you know, extra this or that when I've made it. And to be honest, I love it. You can make it spicier if you want. Yes. So again, we're just gonna chop these up real quick. I can hear our meat starting to cook over there. And I really wanted to do the small little bell peppers just to give it some colors, to make it look pretty. Same thing with your squash. If you want to add some yellow squash to it, you can. It's your preference. I just wanted to add some color to this dish, so I made sure I used different colored bell peppers. I didn't want an all green dish. Didn't want an all red bell peppers, so I got a little, and I just got little mini ones, so, and these are perfect. Like I said, just chop them up real quick. And now with these ones here, if they are, if they're a little bit too big and you want them smaller, cut them smaller. I'm not gonna worry about these because they're gonna go in our pan and they're gonna cook as well. So like I said, what I do with my bell peppers, I just cut off the ends. And then I just cut it in half. And then with the seeds and stuff like that, I just pull all of these out and I just remove the seeds. Because we don't want little bell peppers growing in our belly, right? Isn't that what we were told when we were kids? If you eat the seeds, you're gonna have a melon grow in your belly? Well, I don't want a bell pepper. All right, let's get some of these seeds out of the way. We're gonna go steer our meat, or turn our meat, or stir. I think it's stir, not steer. We're gonna stir our meat here in a minute. Okay, and then same thing with our onions. We're gonna take these. I like mine a little bit thin. You can do them chunky. Well, I'm kind of doing a little bit of both, chunky and thin. And then you're just gonna take them. Now, these I usually like to do when I am cooking my meat. So we might add these in there just in a few minutes. Because I really like these to get nice and tender. Right? Okay. Let's get these babies going. So let's go turn our meat real quick, and then we're gonna add I'm gonna add my onions in with it. I hope you guys can see that. I know it's not the best lighting, but we don't have a light underneath our stove, so. I think we have more veggies than we do meat. That's okay. It's supposed to be more of a veggie type dish. All right, we grab those onions and we're gonna throw them in here. And I think too, when you're cooking your meat and stuff like that, and you cook it like this, and when you start adding some of these stuff, I think it really adds some, helps add some of that flavors. All right. Put some of these onions up in here. This, I think, just adds a lot of yummy flavors to all of this meat, and it helps season it, I think. So I am going to add a little bit more salt. I know we put a lot on here before, but it's probably not as much as we need. So just put one good pinch of it on there. Like I said, when it comes to meat, you want to add that salt because it helps season it. And it's going to help release some of the juices from the onion too. All right, we're gonna let this go for a minute. And then we're gonna finish doing some of our chopping. Actually, before we chop some more, I am going to grab a bowl real quick because I need to put the onions in that, because the onions and the tomatoes are gonna kind of be our garnish. So I'm gonna grab a couple bowls. Okay, I put lipstick on. I normally don't wear lipstick, and it keeps sticking to my lips. Or my hair keeps sticking to my lips. Silly. Okay. All right, we're gonna put our other little garnishes in here. So also what I'm gonna make too is I have some leftover, it's like an aioli, it's the corn that I made that I barbecued with the aioli sauce. I'm gonna kind of make a little salsa type thing with it. All right, we are gonna take this. This is going to be our garnish. Actually, I am gonna take some and I'm going to put it in with our mixture because you can never have enough onions. All right, I'm gonna show you what I do with my onions. So what I do is I like to cut off the ends, and then I usually cut just a little bit of the tips off to help remove, you know, kind of the dead ends on them. Now these were already pre-washed. I've already kind of did this portion of it, but I left some of it on it since it was, you know, from my neighbor's garden, and I knew I wasn't going to use them all right away. So all I do is I take the one outer layer of the onion and the leaves and everything, pull it down, and I just remove that first half. That's it. And then all I'm going to do, I've got some little goodies there. This one here, I don't mind it being a little bit chunkier because this is what I'm going to put in with our dish. Let's chop these babies up. And then since these bulbs are pretty big, because most of the bulbs you get in the store, they are a little bit smaller in the white area. For this one here going into our dish, I don't mind them being big, but we can always cut them and then cut them in half again. Make them a little bit smaller when we use it for our garnish. Garnish, I'm kind of usually basically, I kind of want to use it to give it some color and be some prettiness. So we're going to add this in here just because I love onion. All right, let's go check our stuff out over here and give it a real quick stir. Let me show you what's going on. Look at that beautifulness. Now, normally I would drain the meat out of this and drain all of that little fat in there. And I know with this recipe it tells you to, but I don't, when I do my taco seasoning, I use this as my base to help, I don't know, help it when I do the seasoning on it. I know with most seasoning packs, it tells you to add some water. I mean, you can. I just kind of save it because I think it gives it some of that extra flavoring. I don't know. That's just me. But we can drain it if you want. We can add our onions to this. I'm just going to chop these up real quick. And now this is here, like I said, I'm just gonna add this to our dish. And then we're gonna add this little heaping of goodiness to our stuff that's cooking. Because basically all we're doing is we're kind of building up this dish with all of this goodiness. Now I like my veggies nice and cooked, so I'm gonna throw this beautiful heapingness in that bowl. Now I should have brought you over, just you guys could have seen that beautifulness, but oh well. All right, let me just show you what we got going on here. Look at that. So I like my veggies nicely cooked. So we're gonna put them all in here, start mixing it around and all of that goodness. Now, with this one here, with the recipe, it asked for a can of tomatoes, and I think it was like jalapenos in it or something, but I'm skipping that, and I think that's another reason why I'm also not draining the goodies in this, is just because I need to have some of that liquid in here. And I don't want to keep adding anything to it. Again, that's going to be flavor for all of this goodiness. So we're going to let this cook. Sometimes I wish we had smell-o-vision because I love the smell of bell peppers when they start cooking. All right, we're gonna let this kind of cook for a few minutes while we finish chopping up some of our other stuff and let this kind of start breaking down a bit. So yeah, We're gonna add a little bit more of these onions in there. I know we need to chop them real quick. Like I said, these ones here, I don't mind that they're big, just because they're going in our dish. Now when we start, the other two that I'm gonna save for our garnish, those I'll probably chop up a little bit more. Actually, let's take this one and chop it up just a little bit. All right, I am going to use the rest because I really want the green portion of it. I almost lost my tomato. I'm gonna add this to our dish real quick. Okay, now for our garnish, I'm gonna take the rest of this green. This is gonna be part of our garnish. This is gonna go on top of our dish. So I have to be careful. I've been eyeing these knives for quite some time, and I got a gift card, so I decided to go get them because I never know what to use on a gift card. So normally I buy groceries or something like that with my gift cards, but I decided why not splurge a little bit and get this. So then I'm going to take the rest of our onions. Now what I'm going to do with these ones is I'm just going to cut off the ends. Like I said, with these ones here, I want them a little bit smaller and a little bit finer when we put them for our topping. So anyways, this is a new knife, and I've already felt like I've kind of snagged my nail a little bit here, or my finger I should say. So I'm trying to be careful that I don't cut my finger. So I'm excited. In a couple weeks, I'm gonna go camping, and the night before I go camping, I'm going to a concert, which I'm truly excited for. I've been waiting to go to a country concert, and I'm like, oh, so super, super excited. I'm going with some friends. We're gonna have a blast, which I always have a blast with these girls. So yeah. So this last weekend, let me tell you guys, it was like a pizza weekend. So my best friend came up that I went to high school with. She came up and she visited, and her and I, okay, so let me back up. So Friday night, one of my sisters came down. She's kind of on vacation, so the plans that she was originally going to do, they kind of changed a little bit. So her and her friend decided to come down here, and when I got off work, we met up together, and I had already had plans before, and I was meeting up with some friends from church, and we're all a bunch of little foodies, so we wanted to check out some places. Well, the original place that we wanted to check out, they couldn't accommodate us. Just because I guess at the last minute they closed their patio or whatever it was. So, which wasn't a big deal. So there was a place right next to it that I wanted to try too, or that I should say that I've heard about. So we tried them. Me and my sister and her friend decided, it was like this beautiful little Italian place. I posted pictures, and it's called, I think it's called Sino's is how you pronounce it. Oh my gosh. We got a gluten-free pizza, and it was a veggie one, and it had the cream sauce, you know, whatever. Oh my gosh, absolutely delicious. Then the next day, my best friend and her and I went up to, and we took her son, went up to go see his grandma, which his grandma is also she was one of our business teachers when we were, oh, Emily, it was delicious. It was absolutely delicious. So, she was one of our business teachers, and I was telling her when we were sitting there talking to her, because we went out and we went to lunch together. We went to our favorite place, which I'm going to have to say I'm a little bummed, and it's not because of the food. I was a little bummed because that was our spot when we were kids that her and I would go to, and even with my family, that we would go to when we were tired of my dad's potlucks and Friday. But anyways, they had a game room, which they had foosball, which I am the queen at foosball. So my best friend's son loves foosball, and we were gonna have, you know, a game on with foosball. But unfortunately it wasn't there, so it's kind of bummed. But anyways, the pizza that we had there has not changed. It was the best pizza ever. And I'm gonna say it's the best just because, not just because I grew up there and, you know, I'm a little bit partial to it. But no, seriously, it was delicious. We still had another gluten-free veggie pizza. And I'm telling you, with gluten-free crust, they've definitely come a long ways with it. Now, I usually do gluten-free because I try not to do as much bread as possible because it's just hard on my stomach. But let me tell you, my sister and even her friend, well, okay, so wrong place. I'm talking about two different places here. So the one I went to on Friday night when we had the pizza, my sister had said that, you know, the gluten-free didn't hurt her tummy, it was great and all that kind of good stuff. And even her friend said that it was so good, she wished she ordered another pizza to take home with her. She said it was absolutely delicious. So the other pizza that I'm talking about too, on Saturday that we had, I got that one from my childhood place called Goomba's Pizza. And I had to get a shirt, so I got a shirt. So yeah, that was one of my other favorite places. And again, best pizza ever. So let's just say this weekend I definitely had my fill on pizza. But it was good. It was great to go back and, you know, I went and saw my old house that I grew up in. Oh my gosh. So my best friend and I, when we're together, I swear to God, I feel like we're still in high school. Yeah, we were silly, we were goofy, we had a great time. Yeah. And I already missed my best friend. So, all right, back to cooking here. So all I did is, this is our garnish too, and we're gonna add this to our lovely cookingness. So we pretty much got everything done. I'm going to add, because it looks like everything is starting to go good over here and it's starting to break down a bit, which is good and what we want. So through all that nice, yummy deliciousness, we can see that our meat is being cooked. We can see that our veggies are being nice and cooked. They're becoming nice and tender, exactly how we want them to be. Now with this dish, since we're this far along, I'm gonna preheat my oven to 350. I could probably do a little bit more, but it's basically to help. I want to brown my cheese when we put it on top of this. So it's basically gonna be for that. All right, we are now gonna start adding some of our seasoning. Okay, so I had to fix my shirt. I didn't realize my little tie came undone. I was like, what is like touching my knees? It's my shirt. My cute little shirt came undone. All right, anyways, let's get back to the good news here. So this is my taco seasoning. I am going to be generous and give a couple little tablespoons on here just because I love this stuff. And I think when it's homemade, you can add a little bit more to it. And smell that. Ah, yummy, yummy, yummy. You could smell all that deliciousness in here. Now, when I did this pan, I did use a pan that I can put in the oven. I'm sorry, I'm just totally steaming up everything here. Yum. You just want to, so what I'm doing is I'm just making sure that this is mixed really good, that we can start getting some of that seasoning everywhere, that it's not just, you know, some of these veggies and meat is being selfish and holding on to it. Now, when you do your canned tomatoes, it'll help, you know, get some of that juices flowing. That's why I kept some of the juice in the and drain the meat. One, it's going to give it some flavoring, and this is going to help get some of these juices going in here. These guys keep jumping out. Nope, I don't think we need any more seasoning. I think we're good. I think we're good on seasoning. I'm gonna wash my hands real quick. And then we'll kind of go with some salsa too. Or we'll start making our salsa. So you guys, it's a really quick, easy dish. We have some avocado. I'm gonna put some avocado in here. So we have a choice of having avocado. So I got a bunch of avocados, you guys. I remade because I really loved them. I made the avocado brownies again. And this time I kind of followed the directions, but I kind of eyeballed everything too, like I normally do. And they came out fuller and thicker and fudgier. Oh, this time, just because it's a bigger knife, I'm gonna go to the smaller one. This time I actually found some baker's chocolate, and it was unsweetened. So I took that and I put that in with, when I was blending it. And oh, you guys, it's delicious. I mean, you can't even tell. I mean, seriously, you can't even tell that it was made out of avocados. It's absolutely delicious. All right, let's get this baby out of the way. So like I said, I had some leftover corn, and I'm just making a small, it's kind of like a little corn salsa. We're just gonna take some corn that I have left over, and I'm going to use just a little bit of my red onion. Now so I keep all of my scraps, and I had started it like a little while back, but I had started a compost, and I've been putting some of this stuff in here. So it had been a year since I used my compost or went out and did anything with it. So when I was with my dad, I saw his, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna check on mine when I get back home. It was almost dirt, you guys. I mean, it really had decomposed and composted itself and like it's supposed to. So I'm like, why did I stop? So I moved it, and it's over by my garden, so that way I can use it and start putting all my goodies in there. Oops, I don't know why I'm putting this in here. This is supposed to go in here. All right, we'll get the rest of that in a minute. So I think that's all I'm going to use, because it's not a whole full corn, or it's not a whole lot, and I don't want it to be too overpowering. In fact, I'm going to take some of that out. We'll put it in that jar. I don't want to be too overpowering with the onion. Alright, let's take you guys over here. We'll check our pan, see how our veggies are doing, and see if we're ready to put the other components on top of them. And look at that. That's exactly how I want it to start. It's starting to get nice and yummy on the bottom. Yeah. All right, we're gonna let this go just for a few more minutes. And we are almost done, you guys. Oh, we gotta put our spinach in there. I almost forgot. All right, let's get our spinach in here. We're gonna let this baby wilt down a bit. Look at all of that yumminess. And yes, I'm using a lot of spinach because trust me, it will wilt down a lot. I would almost use a whole bag. Matter of fact, let's just use the whole bag. Look at that. I'm going to put these mixed in here a bit. I know you guys are probably thinking, oh my gosh, what is she doing? Yeah, no. This is all total completely veggie. Now, if you don't want to do the meat in there, you don't have to do the meat. You can make this total completely veggie if you wanted to, not a problem. Now, I just want to do this so we kind of break down and wilt the spinach a bit. And that's kind of like why I was waiting a little bit. Because like I said, I really like my meat or my veggies cooked really, really good. Look at that. Oh, yes. Look, that whole bag went to all of this loveliness. It was perfect. Now for the fun part. I'm going to go ahead and trim this off because we really don't need that anymore. We're going to take our cheese. Oh, look. The oven is saying it is ready. It was just dinging. We have this going. I'm gonna move that over a little bit. We're gonna let that sit there just for a minute because I like white cheese. You know, this is a white cheddar cheese. So I do want to add a little bit of this to it as well. So, make sure I got it going the right way. Hold on. I went and did this once and I had it the wrong way and yeah, kind of grated the wrong way. It didn't catch it. So I am going to grate some cheddar, and you can use Monterey Jack 2 cheese if you want. That gives it a really good flavor as well. Get some of this goodie in here. We'll put this on our pan. I just love color when it comes time to doing stuff like this. All right, let me grab you guys and bring you over so you can see what we're doing. All right, so with this lovely dish, see it's already melting on the top? Okay, so I just wanted to add a little bit more of the white cheddar on here. Kind of break it up, put a little bit of everywhere. I mean, I love anything that's cheesy. Okay, and like I said, our oven is good to go. So what I'm going to do is to help kind of make this nice and crispy on the top, I'm gonna stick it in the oven. Let it finish melting the cheese and get some of that yummy, yummy gooiness going on in there as well. All right. I think we are pretty much about done. Thank you, Julio. It's delicious, yummy food. I hope you are trying this. All right, that's it, you guys. And then the next thing that all we have to do is we're gonna take some cilantro and put it on there. And we got some limes. Let me grab a lime real quick. I know you guys know with my limes, knew that, please choose. With my limes, I love just rolling it and getting all that juices released and ready to go. Get all of this goodiness here. All right, cut that baby in half, cut it in half again. There's part of our garnish, part of our goodiness. All right, you guys. And then, so with this here, with this loveliness, I am going to take just a little bit of mayo, and I'm not really putting a whole lot in here. I just want to put a little bit of mayo in here. And the only reason why I'm just putting just a little bit is, to be honest with you, this is already flavored. All of this is already flavored. I put, when I did the corn, I put everything but the aioli. So that is perfectly seasoned. I just put a little bit of red onion in there, a little bit of mayo, and we are going to use one of these beautiful limes. We're gonna squeeze that in there, just a smidge. And then it's just like a little salsa. There's already salt, there's pepper, there's everything else in here. We don't need to add, you know, any more flavor to it. Because like I said, when I cooked the corn, I barbecued it, and it already has that flavor in here. That is so delicious. It's like having that street corn. And that is it, you guys. So we're just waiting for it to come out of the oven. We're gonna check it on here in a few minutes. And then we're gonna start making our yummy, delicious stuff. Let me grab a bowl. Alright, let me grab a bowl so you guys can see what I'm putting in here. Alright, let's go check all of our goodness. Let's just clean this up a little bit so we have some room. Let's go check it out. Let's go check and see if all that cheese is melted and bubbly. Oh, look at that. Doesn't that look delicious, you guys? I think I want to cook a little bit longer. Actually, no. Let's go ahead and take it out now. I think it's good. I think also just because I can't wait to try it. All right, you guys. Oh my goodness, that is absolutely beautiful and absolutely delicious. Look at this. Doesn't that look delicious, you guys? Doesn't that look yummy? All right, let's get it plated and get it garnished and try a bite. Actually, I'm gonna take you guys back over here because we'll scoop it from over here and then we'll go from there. Let me just get a spoon. Oh, this is gonna be so good, you guys. I'm trying to make some room so I don't make a total complete mess. I'll just put you guys over here. All right, look at this. We're just gonna grab from this little section right here. Oh, yeah. Look at all of this yumminess. Look at all of those veggies. Look at the meat. And I love the meat that they're like chunky little pieces in there. And that cheese, the veggies. Oh my goodness, the peppers. This is going to be amazing. And like I said, we can take a little bit of this lime, squeeze using the rest of that lime, put some of that juice on there, take a little bit of our onions, put our onions on top of it, take some tomatoes. I don't do a whole lot, so I can always do just a little bit. We can take some of our corn salsa and put it on there. Oh my goodness, that looks so delicious, you guys. And then we'll take some of our avocado. to make it nice and fresh. Now, this is a really good avocado. It's really, really, really fresh. And it's like really fresh. It doesn't want to come out. It's saying no. Take some of this and just kind of cut it up just a little bit. Now, even too, if you want to make a mash avocado, you can, or as people call it, guacamole, you can do that as well. All right, look at that. Oh my goodness, you guys, doesn't that look delicious? And I am gonna add just a little bit, just a small little dollop on top. Some sour cream, because I really don't want that to be overpowering. And I'm going to take some fresh cilantro and I'm just going to rip it and put it on the top here. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous, you guys? Oh my goodness. All right, let's give it a try. Let's try it out here. Go put all those components, some of that avocado in there, that cilantro. You guys, this is absolutely delicious. Oh my goodness. You know what? That meat and all the veggies, and with, I mean, even with the toppings that I put on there, you don't have to put that on there. But this is absolutely, look at that. I got some cilantro on my lip. Okay, this is really good, you guys. All right, you guys, this is amazing. Go try it, go make it. You will love it. I really love the Mexican style with the flavors and everything with the veggies. It is so delicious, you guys. All right, you guys, that is it for me. I'm gonna clean up my mess here and I'm gonna eat, and I will see you guys next week. And I'm gonna try to figure out what we're gonna make. I'm not sure yet, but I'll think of something good. And I will see you guys later. I hope you guys have a great week. And I will see you next week. Thank you for watching Cooking with Amy. We'll see you later. Bye.